friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sigrid and I make videos about books because I love them. Today I'm going to be doing my monthly unboxing of book of the month. So I'm going to start with November and then I'm going to do December. So if you have been subscribed to book of the month for 12 months, you become what is known as a BFF, and one of the perks is that you get a free book on during your birthday month, and also at the end of the year in December you get to choose between the book of the year finalists. If you've had all of the books for that year, like all of the nominees for book of the year, you can reach out to customer service and they will just give you a credit instead. So I did that on one of my accounts, and then the other account I just picked the book of the year that I didn't own. Let's get started with November's box. So the first book that I picked was How to Marry Keanu Reeves in 90 Days. This is by K.M. Jackson. I believe that this book follows a character who is just obsessed and in love with Keanu Reeves, and she finds out that he is getting married, so she literally goes on this road trip to try to stop him. And I'm just like, girl, that is not going to end well for you, but I can't wait to see how it does. You never know, she might end up with fictional Keanu Reeves, like, you never know. But oh, look at the dog. I just realized there's a dog on the cover. Oh my gosh, how cute. Okay, so next up we have The Family by Naomi Krupitsky. So I'm going to read this one because I can't summarize it like I did the first book. So it says, 2 daughters, 2 families, one inescapable fate. Sophia Colisio is a free spirit, loud and untamed. Antonia Russo is thoughtful, ever observing the world around her. Best friends since birth, they share everything from the brick wall that divides their apartment to the shadow cast by their father's unspoken community, the family. Sunday dinners gather them to feast, discuss business, and renew the intoxicating bond born of blood and love. But the disappearance of Antonia's father drives a whisper-thin wedge between the girls. As they grow into women, wives, mothers, and leaders, their hearts expand in tandem with Red Hook and Brooklyn around them, even as they push against society's expectation and fight to preserve their complex but life-sustaining friendship. One fateful night, their loyalty to each other and the family will be tested. Only one of them can pull the trigger before it's too late. Wow. That sounds really, like, of course I got it because it sounds really, really good. The next book that I got is also a thriller. This is called The Collective by Allison Galen. It says, no killer goes unpunished. Ooh. Just how far will a grief-stricken mother go to right a tragic wrong? Camille Gardner is a grieving and angry mother who, 5 years after her daughter's death, is still obsessed with the privileged young man she believes to be responsible. When her rash actions draw the attention of a secret group of women, the Collective, Camille is drawn into a dark web where these mothers share their wildly different stories of loss, as well as their desires for justice in a world where privilege denies accountability. Fueled by mutual rage, the Collective members devise and act out retribution fantasies via precise, anonymous, highly coordinated revenge killings. As Camille struggles to comprehend whether this is a role-playing exercise or terrifying reality, she must decide if these women are truly avenging angels or monsters. Becoming more deeply enmeshed in the group, Camille learns truth about the Collective and about herself that she may not survive. Wow, so pretty much they're like a gang of mothers, okay? What? That is so cool. So this sounds really interesting. I can't wait to read this. And finally, we got a bookmark that says, Life is Hard, covers. Okay, so for the next box of November, the first book is a fantasy called The Keeper of Night. This is by Kylie Lee Baker. Half British Reaper, half Japanese Shinigami. Ren Scarborough has been collecting souls in the London streets for centuries. Expected to obey the harsh hierarchy of the Reapers, who despise her due to her mysterious mother and even more mysterious Shinigami powers, Ren conceals her emotions and avoids her tormentors as best she can. When her failure to control her developing Shinigami abilities drive Ren out of London, she flees to Japan in search of the acceptance she's never gotten from her fellow Reapers. Accompanied by her younger brother, the only being on Earth to care for her, Ren enters Yomi, the Japanese underworld, to serve the goddess of death, only to learn that there too she must prove herself worthy. Determined to earn respect, Rin accepts an impossible task. Find and eliminate 3 dangerous yokai demons. With help from only her brother and a new ally who might be less than trustworthy, Rin will learn how far she'll go to claim her place at Death's side. So really, it's kind of like one of those like quests kind of thing. Like, I don't know, it sounded interesting. So I'm excited about that. I love fantasy. And finally, we got The Perishing by Natasha Dion. A black immortal in 1930s Los Angeles seeks to recover the memory of her past in this visionary novel from NAACP Image Award nominee Natasha Dion. Lou, a young black woman, wakes up in an alley in 1930s Los Angeles with no memory of how she got there or where she's from. Taken in by a caring foster family, Lou dedicates herself to her education while trying to put her mysterious origins behind her. She'll go on to become the first black female journalist at the Los Angeles Times, but Lou's extraordinary life is about to take an even more remarkable turn when she befriends a firefighter at a downtown boxing gym. Lou is shocked to realize that though she has no memory of meeting him, she's been drawing his face for years. Increasingly certain that their paths previously crossed and beset by unexplainable flashes from different eras haunting her dream, Lou begins to believe she may be an immortal sent here for a very important reason, one that only others like her can explain. Setting out to investigate the mystery of her existence, Lou must make sense of the jumble of lifetimes calling to her, just as new forces threaten the existence of those around her. Immersed in the rich historical tapestry of Los Angeles, Prohibition, the creation of Route 66, and the collapse of the St. Francis Dam, The Perishing is a stunning examination of love and justice through the eyes of one miraculous woman whose fate seemed linked to the city she comes to call home. Wow. It reminds me of Kindred by, who writes Kindred? I forgot. But it's like a sci-fi novel where she's in an interracial relationship and then she goes back in time, which is like she goes back in time to like literally like slavery. I don't know why I'm like smiling this weird, but she goes back in time with like slavery time, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I could like, I don't know. It was just a really like interesting novel. So I think it just reminds me a little bit of Kindred, but yeah. Okay, so let's move on to my December picks. The first book I got was The Holiday Swap. This is by Maggie Knox. I believe that this is the one that I picked for my free book. So I was given a credit for this one and I picked this one. When chef Charlie Goodwin gets hit on the head on the LA set of her reality baking show, she loses her critical ability to taste and smell. The irony, you guys. Meanwhile, Charlie's identical twin, Cass, is frantically trying to hold her own life together back in their quaint mountain hometown while running the family's bakery and dealing with the breakup that just won't end. With only days until Christmas, a desperate Charlie and Cass do something they haven't done since they were kids: switch places. But when rugged firefighter Jake Greenman and gorgeous physician assistant Miguel Rodriguez are thrown into the mix, will the twins' identity swap be a recipe for disaster or for getting their lives back on track? Ooh, this sounds really, really good. I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited. So it's like The Parent Trap, but they're adults, and also like, hello, love. And it's like Christmas time, so this is perfect. I'm definitely reading this month. Okay, so the next book I got was A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. When Chloe Davis was 12, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of the summer, her own father had confessed to the crimes and was put away for life, leaving Chloe and the rest of her family to grapple with the truth and try to move forward while dealing with the aftermath. Now, 20 years later, Chloe is a psychologist in Baton Rouge and getting ready for her wedding. When she finally has a fragile grasp on the happiness she worked so hard to achieve, she sometimes feels as out of control of her own life as the troubled teens who are her patient. So when a local teenage girl goes missing and then another, that terrifying summer comes crashing back. Is she paranoid, seeing parallels from her past that aren't actually there? Or for the second time in her life, is Chloe about to unmask a killer? From the debut author Stacey Willingham comes a masterly done lyrical thriller, certain to be a launch of an amazing career. A Flicker in the Dark is eerily compelling to the very last page. Oh, I'm excited to read this. Okay, so the December bookmark says, if you wish upon a star, you might read your TBR. Oh, that is so cute. And then we got, oh, we got some stickers. How cute. And then it says, meet your 2021 book of the year. I don't know if you guys know, but the book of the year was The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. So I'm on to the fourth box. All right, so this has more books in it. So the first one is A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. Travis Wren has an unusual talent for locating missing people. Hired by families as a last resort, he requires only a single object to find the person who has vanished. When he takes on the case of Maggie St. James, a well-known author of dark, macabre children's books, he's led to a place many believe to be only a legend. Known as Pastoral, this reclusive community was founded by like-minded people searching for a simpler way of life. But soon after Travis stumbles upon it, he disappears, just like Maggie St. James. Years later, Theo, a lifelong member of Pastoral, discovers Travis's abandoned truck beyond the border of the community. No one is allowed in or out, not without the risk of bringing a disease, the rot, into Pastoral. Unraveling the mystery of what happened reveals secrets that Theo, his wife, Calla, and her sister Bee keep from one another. Secrets that prove their perfect isolated world isn't as safe as they believe, and that darkness takes many forms. Wow. Another thriller. Next up, I got Will from, obviously, Will Smith. I'm actually currently reading this now. I literally just started before I started filming. This book has been given like 5 stars from everyone that I have ever heard of reading it. I haven't heard from anyone who has rated it less. It's an amazing book. I'm actually listening to the audio right now. So everyone who's read it says that you have to listen to the audiobook. It's a must. Will Smith's transformation from a West Philadelphia kid to one of the biggest rap stars of his era, and then one of the biggest movie stars in Hollywood history, is an epic tale. But it's only half the story. Will Smith thought, with good reason, that he had won at life. Not only was his own success unparalleled, his whole family was at the pinnacle of the entertainment world. Only they didn't see it that way. They felt more like a star performance in his circus, a 7-day-a-week job they hadn't signed up for. It turned out Will Smith's education wasn't nearly over. This memoir is the product of a profound journey of self-knowledge, a reckoning with all that your will can get you and all that it can leave behind. Written with the help of Mark Manson, author of the multi-million copy bestseller The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, Will is the story of how one person mastered his own emotions, written in a way that can help everyone else do the same. Few of us will know the pressures of performing on the world's biggest stage for the highest of stakes, but we can all understand that the fuel that works for one stage of our journey might have to be changed if we want to make it all the way home. The combination of genuine wisdom of universal value and a life story that is preposterously entertaining, even astonishing, puts Will the book, like its author, in a category by itself. That was a really long way of just saying this is Will Smith's memoir, but the cover, I had to get the hard copy of this because I was like, the cover, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful book. It's just phenomenal. Even if it's complete crap, I haven't read it, I haven't finished it yet, but even if it's a bad book, I plan on keeping it because it is just gorgeous. My southern accent definitely came out there, oh wow. Okay, so the next book that I got was All of the Ugly and Wonderful Things. This was an older book. I don't even know why I went back to get an extra book and I was like, you know what, let me just get this one. And this was actually book of the year for 2016, so I didn't know that. As the daughter of a drug dealer, Wavy knows not to trust people, not even her own parents. It's safer to keep her mouth shut and stay out of sight. Struggling to raise her little brother Danielle, 8-year-old Wavy is the only responsible adult around. Obsessed with the constellation, she finds peace in the starry night sky above the fields behind her house until one night when her stargazing causes an accident. After witnessing his motorcycle wreck, she forms an unusual friendship with one of her father's thugs. Kellen, a tattooed ex-con with a heart of gold. By the time Wavy is a teenager, her relationship with Kellen is the only tender thing in a brutal world of addicts and debauchery. When tragedy rips Wavy's family apart, a well-meaning aunt steps in, and what is beautiful to Wavy looks ugly under the scrutiny of the outside world. A powerful novel you won't soon forget. All the ugly and wonderful thing challenges all we know and believe about love. So I don't know why I got this, but I just thought that it sounded really interesting when I was looking. So I was like, let me try this. And for my book of the year pick, I chose the book of the year, which is the only book that I don't own that was nominated. And this is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I don't know if you guys, like, this is the little seal. So this is the different edition. And on the back it says 2021. I don't know if it says that for all of them, but that's really cute. And it's like gold. You guys know this, like, everything is gold on here. So, love that. So it says, my land tells its story if you listen. The story of our family. Texas, 1921. A time of abundance. The Great War is over. Oh, Lord. Okay. The Great War is over, the bounty of the land is plentiful, and America is on the brink of new and optimistic era. But for Elsa Walcott, deemed too old to marry in a time when marriage was a woman's only option, the future seems bleak. Until the night she meets Rafe Martinelli and decides to change the direction of her life. With her reputation in ruins, there is only one respectable choice, marriage to a man she barely knows. By 1934, the world has changed. Millions are out of work and drought has devastated the Great Plains. Farmers are fighting to keep their land and their livelihood as crops falls and water dries up and the earth cracks open. Dust storms roll relentlessly across the plains. Everything on the Martinelli farm is dying, including Elsa's tenuous marriage. Each day is a desperate battle against nature and a fight to keep her children alive. In this uncertain and perilous time, Elsa, like so many of her neighbors, must make an agonizing choice. Fight for the land she loves or leave it behind and go west to California in search of a better life for her family. The Four Winds is a rich, sweeping novel that stunningly brings to life the Great Depression and the people who lived through it, the harsh realities that divided a nation, and the enduring, wow, there's more on the back cover, oh God, and the enduring battle between the have and the have-not, a testament to hope, resilience, and the strength of the human spirit to survive adversity. The Four Winds is an indelible portrait of America and the American dream as seen through the eyes of one indomitable woman whose courage and sacrifice will come to define a generation. Okay, this is definitely historical fiction. Whew, okay. I'm gonna give it a try because you never know. I always tell you guys that I literally hate historical fiction, but some of them has worked out for me. The Last Apothecary was historical fiction that worked out for me. The Vanishing Half is historical fiction that worked out for me. I can't think of anything else, but I'm pretty sure there are other historical fiction novels that worked out for me. So, I mean, it sounds really boring from the from the synopsis. I'm sorry, but it does. The Great Depression was depressing. Sorry. But but I'm going to see if I like it. Hopefully I will. I mean, this book was book of the year, so there must be something about it. So I also got the stickers and the bookmark as well for this one. Whoops. As well for this one. So, yeah, that is everything for my book of the month for both November and December. Sorry that this was such a long video, but it was quite a lot to get through. I will see you guys back here next month to go over January's. Oh, wow, that's another year. Cool. But yeah, I will see you guys back next month to go over what I got for January. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.